Mr. Long, is it illegal for the president to direct the IRS to revoke a taxpayer's nonprofit status?
In the first place, he wouldn't do that. He's not going to come to me and say that.
That's not my question, Mr. Long. Please don't start down this.
Are we on section 7212 or 7217?
I'm at 26 U.S.C. 7217. Do I need to read it to you?
Prohibits any member of the executive branch to request the IRS to conduct or terminate an audit on a taxpayer. I'm not going to have the answer that you need, and I apologize, but like I said,
why are you not having the answer? You've had 3 weeks to consult with lawyers. The statute is about as clear as plain English.
Well, if I say I'm going to follow the law, why would you need to ask me the question?
Well, because I want to make sure that you understand what the law says.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to America First, the only channel that tells it like it is, without the censorship, without the mainstream media spin, and without bowing to political correctness. If you're tired of watching your country get dragged through the mud by career politicians and radical ideologues, you've come to the right place. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our deep dives into the truth they don't want you to hear. And if you want to help keep this channel alive and independent, support us on our Patreon at patreon.com/AmericaFirst, where for just $5 a month, you can help us fight back with facts, values, and strength. Now, let's get into what happened at this IRS confirmation hearing. I'll be honest, it was almost unwatchable. Senator Elizabeth Warren didn't come to question a nominee. She came to perform. She came with a script with props, and her entire performance was designed to push one message: that Donald Trump, the man who terrifies the left because he speaks directly to the American people, is somehow the greatest threat to democracy again.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So the IRS collects nearly all federal revenue, and that means that behind every road we build, every Social Security check that we pay is the IRS, making sure that everyone pays what the law says they owe. No politics. But Donald Trump has a different idea. He wants to use the IRS to punish his enemies. On May 2nd, Trump said, quote, "We are going to be taking away Harvard's tax-exempt status." Harvard wouldn't cave in to other demands Trump made, so Trump said he would hurt them using the IRS. Now, this is about more than Harvard. It is a threat to anyone who might displease the president, including the people or organizations that can't afford to have expensive legal battle if Trump sets the IRS on them. So, Mr. Long, when you and I met, I asked you whether it was illegal for the president to tell the IRS to revoke a taxpayer's nonprofit status. And you said in our meeting that you weren't sure, but you would take a look and consult with lawyers. I sent you the statute. You've had 3 weeks to talk to the lawyers about it. So let's jump in. Mr. Long, is it illegal for the president to direct the IRS to revoke a taxpayer's nonprofit status?
In the first place, he wouldn't do that. He's not going to come to me and say that. That's not my question,
Mr. Long. Please don't start down this.
Are we on section 7212 or 7217?
I'm at 26 U.S.C. 7217. Do I need to read it to you?
Prohibits any member of the executive branch to request the IRS to conduct or terminate an audit on a taxpayer.
All righty. So is it illegal?
I'm going to follow the law, and if that's the law, yes.
Okay, but I want you, that is the law.
Yeah.
So I just want to be clear. Is it illegal for the President of the United States to instruct the IRS to remove a taxpayer's nonprofit status?
Prohibits any member of the executive branch to request the IRS to conduct or terminate an audit of the taxpayer.
Is that a yes?
I'd have to go to the lawyers at the IRS to tell me.
No, come on. You just read it.
I know, but I don't see the instance that you're speaking about in there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see.
Look, it says it shall be unlawful for any applicable person, which in this case includes the president, to request directly or indirectly any officer or employee of the Internal Revenue Service to conduct or terminate an audit or other investigation of any particular taxpayer. Is it illegal for the president to instruct the IRS to remove nonprofit status from a taxpayer?
I'm not going to have the answer that you need, and I apologize, but like I said.
Why are you not having the answer? You've had 3 weeks to consult with lawyers. The statute is about as clear as plain English.
Well, if I say I'm going to follow the law, why would you need to ask me the question?
Well, because I want to make sure that you understand what the law says. If you think follow the law means you just get to make it up on the spot, then, Bud, you don't get to be the IRS commissioner.
I said I would.
The point here is to follow the law as it is written. And I'm asking what I think is a pretty simple question. Can the President of the United States legally tell the IRS to change someone's nonprofit status?
I'm not able to answer.
You can't read these words and tell what those words say?
I can read the statute, and I did.
All right, then tell me what they mean. What does it mean to say that a person, an applicable person here, that's the president, right?
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Cannot directly or indirectly, right, tell any officer or employee, that would be you, of the Internal Revenue Service to conduct or terminate an audit or other investigation of any particular taxpayer. What part do you not understand here?
It seems to be a nonprofit. I don't see exactly what it refers to.
Any taxpayer to start an investigation of any taxpayer.
If it's illegal, I'm not going to allow it to happen in my IRS.
Is it illegal? That's the question.
Me and you will be friends then. I want to be your friend anyway, but we will be on the same page. I'm going to follow the law, and if that's point blank the law.
What do you understand the law to be saying about the president telling the IRS in his dealings with any particular taxpayer? What do you understand this law to be saying?
I think it sounds like it's saying what you're saying, but I've got a little bit of the section here, and I looked at it. I talked to an attorney that used to be at the IRS and now going to maybe be back at the IRS, and I'm sorry if I don't have the answer.
What, you mean the lawyers told you they couldn't understand this?
The what?
The lawyers told you they couldn't understand this?
I didn't say that.
Well, then tell me, what part do you not understand? It says no person, and you've said that's the president, that includes the president, cannot instruct any officer, that would be you, of the IRS to conduct or to terminate an audit or other investigation for any particular taxpayer.
I don't intend to let anybody direct me to start audit for political reasons or any other type of reason.
Does that include the President of the United States?
That's anyone.
Can you say yes, that the President of the United States cannot tell the IRS what to do?
I can tell them they're not going to tell me what to do. I can't speak for if there's other agents at the IRS that you're talking about, but I'm telling you what I don't want to have happen in my IRS.
You know, Mr. Long, you'd have a lot more credibility if you just say yes. It's clear that the statute makes it illegal for the president to direct the IRS vis-a-vis any particular taxpayer. And the fact that you want to sit there and dance around about this tells me that you shouldn't be within 1,000 miles of the directorship of the IRS.
The man sitting across from her, Trump's IRS commissioner nominee, wasn't even being given a fair chance. From the moment the hearing started, Warren made it clear this was about making an example out of him. She repeatedly read from the U.S. tax code like she was auditioning for some courtroom drama, trying to trap him into a headline, not get real answers. That's not oversight. That's political theater, and we've seen it before. She zeroed in on Trump's comment about revoking Harvard's tax-exempt status, something any sane person would at least discuss, considering how far-left and ideologically aggressive Harvard has become. This is the same university that charges over $80,000 a year to push gender theory, CRT, and anti-American rhetoric to our kids, all while paying zero taxes. But Warren wants to pretend that holding Harvard accountable is tyranny? Give me a break. Let's remember who Elizabeth Warren is. This is a woman who faked Native American heritage to get ahead in academia. This is a woman who claims to fight for the working class while raking in millions from corporate gigs and taxpayer-funded speaking tours. And now, she's suddenly the gatekeeper of constitutional law? She's using a statute, 26 U.S.C. 7217, to suggest Trump broke the law just for talking about re-examining tax status for elite universities? That's not legal analysis. That's a scare tactic designed to chill political speech and intimidate future appointees. Now, let's talk about the nominee himself. He was respectful. He said repeatedly that he would follow the law. He didn't engage in politics. He said he wouldn't let anyone, including the president, direct audits for political purposes. And instead of that being enough, Warren insisted he say the words she demanded like some kind of Soviet loyalty oath. She treated him like a punching bag just because he wouldn't perform the scripted confession she wanted. This is bigger than Warren or Trump. This is about how the left views power. They don't believe in limited government. They believe in weaponized government. And here's the truth they don't want you to hear. The IRS has already been weaponized, not by Trump, but by Democrats. Under Barack Obama, conservative groups were audited, harassed, and shut down. The Tea Party was deliberately targeted. Lois Lerner, who ran the IRS's exempt organizations unit, destroyed evidence, refused to answer questions, and faced zero accountability. That was real corruption, and the Democrats called it a phony scandal. Now contrast that with Trump, who made a comment about Harvard, and suddenly he's Stalin? It's absurd. The media won't tell you this, but here's the bottom line. Trump is trying to hold elite institutions accountable. He's trying to level the playing field. And the left is panicking because they know that if the American people start demanding fairness, real fairness, their grip on power is over. Let's be honest, the IRS shouldn't be weaponized by anyone, but already was by Obama and his allies. Trump's nominee didn't dodge the law. He said he'd follow it. But he also understood something deeper, that answering legal hypotheticals in a political hearing is a trap. Warren didn't want a real answer. She wanted a viral clip. She wanted a quote for MSNBC, not a commitment to neutrality. That's what we're up against. A Democratic Party that doesn't want public servants. They want puppets. They want people who will repeat their talking points, who will echo their outrage, and who will bend the knee to progressive orthodoxy. And if you don't, if you even hesitate, they come after your reputation, your job, and your character. This is exactly why America First matters. Because we're not afraid to say what others won't. We see through the spin. We know that this hearing wasn't about ethics, it was about revenge. Revenge against Trump. Revenge against anyone who served under him. And revenge against any American who dares to think for themselves. So if you're sick of the lies, the double standards, and the phony outrage, help us fight back. Subscribe to this channel. Share this video. And if you can, support our work over at patreon.com/AmericaFirst. Every single dollar helps us stay online and independent. This is a battle for the soul of our nation. And it starts by calling out the hypocrisy where it lives, in the halls of power, under the disguise of accountability, when in reality, it's nothing more than a political purge. We will not be silenced. We will not bow down. And we will never apologize for putting America first. Until next time, stay strong, stay informed, and stay free. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.